expect, but I'm out here looking for something. I've been out here like unboxing a few things. So I'm gonna take you to a few areas, and I thought that the title is perfect because as I've been, let me just tell y'all this first. I'm gonna sit down for this. Let me tell you this first. So we still have like triple degree heat index. I think tomorrow is supposed to be maybe like 98, between 98 and 101. But again, that does not include the heat index. Now I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute because as I was picking up some compost today and some things for the garden, I noticed that, and let me just clarify here for us in not coastal, we're not in coastal Georgia anymore. Here for us in the Atlanta area, so we're zone 8B now. I feel like I feel a fall breeze coming on in the morning, but summer is saying, not yet. Nope, not yet. We gonna heat it up, which is still hot out here right now. But one of the things that I noticed today is I noticed, and again, I'm talking about a lot of the southern states. I'm not talking about because everybody starts seeds and everybody plant things at different times, which is why I have our seed starting masterclass that will really tell you for your zone what you should be doing. But I really wanted to caution a few people today, but I was on my lunch break and I was in there to get something and get out. And one of the things that I noticed is we're getting the big box stores are starting to get a lot of the fall plants. And I'm saying to myself, it's not time yet. It's not time because, and when I say a lot of the fall plants, I saw kale, I saw collards, basically kale, collards, and I saw a few cabbage, maybe a few Brussels sprouts. But this is what I wanted to say. For us here in zone 8A now, a lot of leafy greens are specifically for fall and they're specifically for spring because if you grow them too hot, they will do what's called flower, bolt, and go to seed. And I've had to tell a lot of people that I actually like to grow my greens in the fall, especially when it's about to get like a frost because they'll actually become a little bit sweeter. And I've talked about that on other videos, but I saw a lot of people picking up collards and I saw a lot of people picking up a bunch of leafy greens. Now, I'm not saying that you can't grow them right now. Probably the steps that I would do is I probably would not put them out in direct sun because again, for us here in Georgia, it's still to me a little bit too hot. I can feel that fall breeze trying to come, but I can still feel summer saying, I ain't done with these hot weather yet. And I just feel like if they continue to put them in that full sun like that, they're going to bolt, which means it's gonna first of all change the taste of the leafy greens. It'll make them be kind of bitter. But you basically just kind of wasted your money as well because once they bolt, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you wanted to, depending on the variety, most of them are hybrid plants, but I just don't think it's quite time. And I did take a film, and I probably will put like a short or some type of just 1 minute informational video on growing leafy greens because I know people are excited. I'm really ready for the fall, y'all. It's like 7 something out here, and I still got like a sweat. I know it's like probably still high 80s. And so if you're going to get some leafy greens, you probably want to keep them up under a shade cloth. Keep them out of direct sun. What you don't want to do is let them go to seed and bolt. I'm not saying not to buy them, but I just kind of left them where they're at because we're going to actually be starting some more seeds. That's just that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to show you, I just wanted to tell you if you're in the southern zones and you're thinking about leafy greens, either get them and don't put them in direct sun or if you can, because I am really funny about my plants that I buy from the big box stores if I've got to pay full price. Like, they got to be right, you know, because we work hard for our money, and so I want them to be as healthy looking as possible. And so I was looking at so many, at least about 4 people today from 2 stores that I visited. They were buying greens, they were buying kale, and I just wanted to tell them so bad, if you can, just wait a couple more weeks till it cools down a little bit more, or either watch them or keep them up under cover, because I think our heat index the other day was like 106. And the variety that they had, you know, a lot of the big box stores, they don't put the varieties. They might put the brand hybrid like that. So you don't really know the variety. And that's why I say, I'm not saying you can't grow them, because they have bred different leafy greens to grow in the fall. But from my experience, y'all, I'm telling you, I got a feeling some of those are going to bolt. And that's how a lot of people get discouraged with gardening, is because they start off with good intentions, but then, like, if the plant does something that they're not expecting, that's when they get discouraged. So probably this weekend, if I see a whole bunch of people buying more leafy greens, you know, just depending on, it just depends, you know, on people's energies, on people's mood. I'll just probably say, hey, if you can, either go get some of the seeds or just wait a couple of more weeks, because you don't want them to bolt. And that's what I felt like a lot of the collards was going to do. But they, I mean, they looked good, and it lets you know that fall is on the way, which I'm so, oh gosh, y'all, I'm so excited about. But again, I titled the video what I did because if we start watching nature and stop forcing things, nature can teach us quite a lot. I'm actually out here because I've been growing lemon balm all season long, y'all, and this lemon balm has been struggling. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. This lemon balm has really been struggling, and I noticed that now, when I say struggling, it's just been doing the best it can. And it was a container that we brought from us, from the Savannah area, from the old area. So it was a container that we brought. And I've been growing it because I love lemon balm just for the medicinal purposes, because I'm out here actually to cut some and make some lemon balm tea, which kind of helps me go to sleep. But I'm going to set this here because I've been doing some planting. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, y'all. I'm going to give you a sneak peek real quick, just to show you a few things that I've been doing just to prep for the fall. I'm so ready for this cool weather. Like, I will walk out here in the morning time, and I see the trees like blowing with the wind, and you can feel just the fall breeze coming in. But again, the humidity is like, not yet, not yet, not yet. But let me just turn the camera around. I'll show you a couple things. I'll show you what I'm working on. I'm going to leave this live up. We did have a video to come out today. It came out at 6, so make sure you watch that after you watch the live. So really quick, because I did a video on it, so y'all are kind of like getting a sneak peek of things. So what we have done, let me tell y'all first what happened. And I got a video coming out on this too. So at first I found these on clearance. These are blanket flowers. They do so good in the garden. We've had them before. So they had them on clearance, and I thought I'd buy them. And I had put them right here where these were. And I was like, proportionately, I don't like them. It's too small. These were supposed to go in the front. If y'all been following us on our lives, remember I asked you, should we put them in the front when you first drive in? So when I looked at these, I was like, this just ain't sitting with me right. And that's what the video was about. In gardening, if something doesn't sit with you, I used to just let it go and just deal with it. But now if something does not sit with me in gardening, you can change it. Change whatever you want to if it just don't sit if it just don't sit with your spirit, if you don't like it, if you're looking at it from an angle and you don't like it, change it. That's where I'm at this point in my life. So I did these planters right here. Y'all are looking at them from young. This is like a boxwood, and I just got some annuals that I had left over. I'll change these out to different pansies and snapdragons once fall comes, but I just wanted to get these planted because we still probably got, I would say, about 2 more months of, just weather. I mean, it's going to start cooling off, but we still got 2 more months. But what I wanted to share with y'all, I went ahead and I laid my fabric. I've been talking to the lady about my raised beds. I'm waiting for her to send the contract. We're going to go ahead and get started because I want to plant some leafy greens. So basically, this is going to kill the grass, but this is also going to serve as my walkway. So y'all are getting like first dibs on this, okay? You're getting first dibs on it. So this is going to be phase one. I continue to say, with the way I'm going to do things, I'm just going to work in phases. I'm going to work in phases for two reasons. I don't want to overwhelm myself. And normally when it comes to gardening, I have like a monthly and a quarterly budget that I'm willing to spend on gardening. So and that includes seeds, that includes different amendments, all of that. So I just kind of make a monthly and a quarterly budget. So for phase one, we're going to do this. And I'm really excited about working with the family. It's a small family business that I've been in contact with. They're going to go ahead and run drip off of the well water that we have over here. This is the well water sprocket. So they're going to run well water. But, and then we've been starting our seeds, getting pretty good germination on the calendula. I'm waiting for some other things to pop up. Now, this is what our video was about today. So after this video, I really want y'all to go watch it from when I planted this banana mint. This is what it was. It's a herb that I've never tried before. I want you to see when I've planted it and how it has grown in those few weeks. But what I love about it, y'all know purple is my favorite color flower. So I'm just looking at the flowers. Now, in the video I explained, I'm not a banana lover at all whatsoever, but I will take this. It's just a banana flavor. You smell a hint of the banana at the end. So if you take your hands, you rub it, you smell it, you smell mint, but right at the end, you'll get a hint of banana. So I just plan on really infusing this in like water. I do a lot of my herbs that way. I'll infuse it for medicinal purposes. I don't know if I've showed y'all this, but I've actually added some more different oregano. These are 3 different types of oregano right here. This is our variegated oregano. Which one is this? Italian oregano, and this is Greek oregano. Oregano I use a lot in our salad dressings, in our my different spices that I make. But I thought this would be good right here. I promised Chris that I was not going to crowd this area up. And I mean it. I mean it. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. But let's go to what's at hand. So I was growing this lemon balm right here in Savannah. And we brought it here to the apartment, and it kind of struggled. It just, I don't know if it didn't like the area. Y'all like my makeshift table? I'm good for making things up. But I don't know if it didn't like the area or what was going on. But when I tell y'all it struggled, it struggled. Now, this is where nature comes in. See, nature knows what it's doing, and we really can take, if we just start looking at nature and looking at how things function, we really could learn something. I'll just say that. We really could learn something from nature, because oftentimes we'll try to rush things or we'll try to do things out of season. But if you just watch nature and watch what it does and follow suit, you can learn a lesson. So basically what I'm going to do, because I'm telling y'all, this is no lie, in like the past, I would say 4 or 5 days, this plant did not look anything like this. It looked like it was on its way out, seriously. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to cut off these leggy branches. You see this right here? I'm just going to cut these back, and I'm going to make some tea. These right here, I'm not going to make tea out of all of it, so I'll just hang it upside down because I did find one of my herb drying racks. So I'm just going to really just even this up. I'm going to even it up, and you see how it's puffy right in the middle. I'm going to take all of this off and just let it start to grow. Because what I will tell you is in Savannah that it it wasn't in direct sun, so it really enjoyed like a little break from the sun, but it did good in the spring and the fall. And oftentimes that's what I tell people, like I'm seriously looking at perennials, I'm looking at different fruit trees, because the fall is a great time in the Georgia area to go ahead and plant things. We're planting them for root growth. We're planting them to kind of get a head start for the next season. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully, when they bring out the raised beds, I do have some more lemon balm seeds, because when I tell you, now I always tell y'all, let me turn the camera around because I need y'all to hear me when I say this. Always speak to your physician about any type of herbs, because to me herbs are plant medicine, and sometimes different herbs interact with different medicines. So you always want to talk to your healthcare physician or whoever and just make sure. But for me, the lemon balm, it helps relax me when I make a tea. It kind of helps me go off to sleep and just calm down, because I can be wired up a lot. So it helps me to calm down. And this is the thing that people don't realize. This is why I like to grow my own, is because lemon balm, it can lose its potency. Like I've grown different herbs, and some of them last like a year. Some of them you can tell it loses the potency, it loses the flavor. And lemon balm for me is one of those ones that I really like to do fresh. Or if I'm going to do like dry it, I'll use it in a few months, because I notice it doesn't have that same, like lemon balm is so good. Like if you like lemon and want just a good lemon flavor. So that's why we're going to take the scissors. We're going to make us some tea, and we're going to get ready for that. But that's what nature is teaching me. Like a lot of things just kind of survive for us here in Georgia. It just survives during, I would say, like late June up to like mid-September, and then it's like things just start flourishing. Like a salvia that I cut back, it start flourishing. But this is what I wanted to share with y'all, seriously. So I've been trying to go through some boxes because I got so upset, because I've had to actually go out and I had to buy some landscape pens, y'all. And I know I got landscape pens all in these boxes. So I started telling myself, I said, you got to go through some of these boxes. So after going through, and these mosquitoes are fierce out here. I got to start wearing a long sleeves a little bit more. I want to go show y'all the pears. I talked to my friend today, and we were talking about pears, how she's making pear jam. And I don't think I'm going to have a lot of pears. I may have about, I would say, a good 10 pears on the tree right there, because I have been seeing the squirrels. And the reason why I say that is because in Savannah we had about 3 oak trees. So I think the squirrels were more concerned with the acorns versus the different fruit trees and the things that I were growing in my garden. Because I know a lot of people have shared with me that they have problems with squirrels, but we didn't have that problem because we had the oak trees which produced the acorns. And so I think they were more wanting the acorns than anything. So this is going to be a whole new game for me with the squirrels. So I'm not even sure if I will have to maybe kind of fence that area in that I showed you to protect my crops, but we'll do what we need to do. But if y'all been following me, and again, hit the subscribe button, because this is a journey, and this is a journey all for us. And I just want to share with you all of the things that I've learned like over the past 20 years, and then we're going through a new phase now. Now, Chris specifically told me that I could not use part of this workshop. And so I just made an executive decision today as I was going through the garage, because I don't want to clutter the garage. I don't want to clutter his workshop either. But I'm going to turn the camera around because I have located. Let me see if I can turn the light on first so y'all can see what's going on. so y'all can understand. Because I think y'all will agree with me with what I'm about to say. Okay. So I have been finding, y'all see, I found, well, this was already out. This is all my Canon stuff, and I got some stuff in the base. I was able to locate some of our netting, our shade cloth, and our frost blankets. That's what this is in here. From the old house, which I definitely will need because this zone is going to be a little bit different. It's going to get a little bit colder, a little bit quicker. And also, yeah, so it's just some garden stuff in some of these bins. Now, he specifically told me I could not have anything in here, but I just really think this is the perfect room. First of all, let me see if I can step back and it gets lighter. This was my rack, grow rack. So I am going to move this grow rack in the basement because I want to be able to monitor my seed starting. I want to start some snapdragons. The light is a little dim, and then I don't even see y'all. Hold on. I don't think it's an outlet in this particular room right here. So I'm gonna move this grow rack out. I'm gonna take it to the basement, and we're gonna start some seeds. I'm gonna start my own, and that was another thing. I saw lettuce seeds, and I was like, ooh, that's scary too. Because the lettuce maybe has like 6 leaves at the big box stores, and I'm like, if you got to really watch lettuce, because lettuce will bolt on you in a minute if it's still too hot. And so that's where I'm gonna have to go back because it's still boxes. But I'm gonna do this. This is just ridiculous. But I did tell y'all. Let me a sneak peek. I told him to let me use this table right here. Once I clear it off, let me use this table for my seed starting. It's the perfect height for me. It's the perfect height. And I got my seed starting mix. So we'll see if he lets this stay in here specifically for me. But I got a lot of work that I got to do. And I was looking today and I said, okay, you got to make a quota, like do 5 boxes, do 7 boxes, do 10 boxes a day, because this ain't making no sense. I feel like I'm not like, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, but I am. And I'll tell y'all about all of that later. I feel like I just haven't been myself, but I'm still trying to plant. So that's going in the basement. That's a seed starting rack. All of this I got to take off. I got to redo because I tell you, I told y'all, go ahead, subscribe, because I still got a lot to tell y'all because the moving company. So anywho, but yeah, that's what I wanted to tell y'all about nature. Like when I went today, and let me show you real quick. These are 2 pomegranate trees right here. I bought these really young, and I don't expect pomegranate for another couple years or two. But let me tell you, when I saw this right here, I was like, wow, is it really coming? So these are like 2 pomegranate trees. This is chasteberry too. If you look this up, this has a lot of medicinal purposes as well. And if you had a chance to look at this is the very first container planter that we did when I first moved here, which was so small. And look how much it has grown. I'm just so amazed off of this. But I'm going to cut the light off. I'll come back here in a minute, and I just got so much to do. And I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to take my time. Normally, just being prior military, I just really go overboard with trying to get things unpacked. But here lately, I'm like, I'm just going to take my time and just give myself some grace, but I'm still going to plant my flowers. That's what I'm going to do. But what I love about nature is if you just sometimes, if it's not too hot and it's not too humid, I will come and I will just sit out here and I'll just watch the trees. I'll watch the birds. The birds can tell you a lot too. Like I'll watch all of that stuff and just really take note and let nature be the teacher, because you can't force things. I don't care how much you try. You cannot force things. Nature is going to do what nature is going to do. And so that was just a good lesson for me, especially with this lemon balm. Like I wanted this. I was like, what is going on with my lemon balm? but I wouldn't. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna get rid of it. And it's been kind of like, I wouldn't say full sun, maybe like evening, I would say afternoon, evening sun. It doesn't get full day sun. But the other day when I just saw it just like start flourishing out of nowhere, and then I was sitting out here in this very seat, because a lot of times when I'm at work, I'll take a break and I'll just come out here if the mosquitoes are not too bad, and I'll just look. And I was looking at the breeze, and I say, you could tell fall is coming, but you could tell summer is being stubborn and don't want to go away. And I was so eager for summer to come, because sometimes you just get a little, you're like, okay, enough cold weather. Let's let the sun come back. I was so eager, but now I'm a little bit eager for it to cool down, because seriously, over the next 7 days, we're going to have like almost triple digit temperatures. But again, that doesn't include the heat index right here. So I'm going to still just unpack some boxes, unpack the fertilizer. I promised Chris, I got so many containers, y'all, but I promised him that I was not going to make it where it's just so many containers where you just got to walk around, where you got to do that. So I'll probably have a few on the porch. I ordered some rocking chairs and I got those today. I'm gonna have to have Chris put them together, which I'm excited about. So that way we can sit on the front and we can sit on the back. Right now I'm just sitting on the back. And then I'm gonna have a few containers, but I'm just starting to realize, if you don't if you don't need it, just give it to somebody who can use it. I'm always encouraging people to start growing, and so oftentimes I will just take a let me just show y'all an example. Like oftentimes I will plant a plant for somebody and just say, here, take this and try to grow it. And I always kind of start with herbs with people, because herbs are really easy to grow. So if they can grow that and they enjoy it, then that may encourage them to like continue to grow. So let me just show you some. I just can't pass up a deal. I cannot pass up a deal, but I'm gonna learn how to. I'm gonna learn how to real quick. So here's the thing. Let me show y'all this, and this was at the big box stores. So this was part of like the Easter collection. Okay, they had this color, they had gingham, pink and white, green and white, yellow and white, and then they had the solid colors. So these were at the big box stores for 25 cents each. Now, come on, y'all. Come on. Who can't pass up 25 cents? They have the drainage hole in here. You just got to take the drainage plug out. But these were 25 cents. And every time I see a deal like this, my mind always says, who can I give something to? Who can this be a gift to? Who can benefit from this? And so that's what I did. So I picked up, it wasn't bad. I think I picked up, if they were, let me see, if they were 25 cents, I might have did like $2 worth, which, I mean, that's not bad. That's like eight planters. And I can just take some seeds, maybe oregano, maybe some thyme. I can just take some seeds and just put them in there, and when they start to grow, I could just give them to people. That's how my mind works. What I am going to also do as fall starts to approach, and this is something that you may want to think about as well, is some of my favorite plants that I really enjoy, like my coleus, my pineapple sage. One broke off. I'm going to start to take some cuttings of different things and just kind of overwinter them. And so that way I can still save the variety that I like and be able to grow them next season. So again, I just wanted to hop on really quick. Let me tell y'all what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to turn this camera around, and I'm about to go for real, because I went to bed late last night. Let me tell you what I'm about to do for real. And this is why I always tell people, I don't. You can do what you want to. I do not plant mint in ground anything. I always plant mint in a container. So I guess the previous owners planted mint, and mint grows by rhizome. What I'm going to do, because this is peppermint, I can smell it and I can tell. You got peppermint, you got spearmint, but I can tell that this is peppermint. They grow by rhizomes, and they've started to really take off. So I'm going to dig these up and just I'll put them in some water and root them, but I don't have to plant any peppermint for sure. When the people first came in and cut the grass, they chopped down all of this. It was nothing. And I said, oh yeah, it'll be back because they grow underground. You see them kind of right here with the concrete. Got some big pieces right here that are growing outside the fence. So I'm just going to take these, and it may take me several times. It might not be the first time to like kind of get them up under control. It may take me several times, but I'm just going to keep digging. See, with those pots I just showed you and me digging, that's a good gift. That's a good gift. And peppermint is one where you can infuse in water and just kind of flavor your water with. That's the thing I think about. I mean, it's strong. When I tell you it's strong and it smells good, but I want to kind of get a hold of it before it gets out of hand, because when you plant it in the ground like that, it can really take over. I actually seen someone's backyard, nothing but mint. Nothing. I mean, they've tried to pull it, they've tried to do everything, but nothing but mint. So just wanted to tell you, let's just kind of watch nature, watch what nature does. And nature is a great teacher for us, and we can learn a lot. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to cut this lemon balm and infuse that in some tea. I hope you all are ready for the weekend, and I hope you all have a great weekend. It's going to be exciting. Here in Georgia, it's going to be hot. So I'll do what I can when I can do it, but I'll keep you all posted of that little room, because I got a lot of different liquid organic fertilizers that I need to get on those shelves. And so I'll just do it for now and hear what Chris has to say later. So you all have a good night and a great weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.